This is not okay. This needs to stop now. This is cancer. This is so much cancer that I can feel the tumors growing on my back. And it's weighing down heavy on me, and it's not okay. Just stop this, please.
Ooh, that's kind of small. Yikes.
Okay, let's get the bad out of the way first. The Dragon Ball Z Imagination Works figure has less range in the hips than the Figuarts version. It really is such a bummer. Not only does it has less range, it looks worse. The Figuarts version properly filled in all the gaps and gave you better range too, so I do not understand why the Imagination Works Goku figure cannot do this. The hips for this new figure line do not function properly. The range basically renders the ankle pivot useless. It's a real unfortunate bummer. I was really looking forward to this release, but this issue really bums it out for me. Priced around $100, this is a really major setback and the flaws really stand out more.
Gary! I was just looking for the sports channel, Gary.
The packaging of the figure is pretty nice, although I wish it had a window envelope to actually see the figure inside. It's just one whole box and you can't see anything until you actually open the package. Not a really big deal, but just something I guess to point out. It is shiny, the little words that say Imagination Works, so that's pretty cool. The action figure comes with a total of 4 face plates, 2 per transformation, 2 for base Goku and 2 for Super Saiyan, and then a set of 3 eyes for each transformation. Pretty cool, pretty interesting idea. I think they should have included more faceplates though for alternate expressions, because the expressions only cut down to an angry face and a stern face. But I think Goku as a character should have much more options. Like what about a happy face or a hungry face or an excited face? Something to add more variety to the figure. This thing's $100 and I don't think it comes with enough accessories. Sure, the hands are a decent amount, but I think they should have at least included a karate chopping hand. Come on, Bandai, what's going on? Why are you guys so cheap? I would have gladly traded out this cheap plastic hollow stand for more accessories. This is ridiculous. Although the logo looks nice, but it just feels cheap, and I don't think it's worth even having. So, just to recap, I think overall the accessories are lacking in this department. While not outright terrible, I would say it leaves a bit to be desired. Now, on a more positive note, let's talk about the detail. I think it is outstanding. The seamless muscles do look great and function properly. The hair is sculpted very nicely. His outfit is textured all throughout the figure and is covered in paint shading. It looks very nice. Now, I wish the skin tone did have more paint detail, like shading or a nice wash. In fact, the box art shows the figure having shading on his skin, so I do not know what happened here, but maybe some post-production problems where perhaps the paint did not blend well with the silicone arms. That's my guess. Okay, let's move on to the articulation. The head is connected on a double ball peg. As you can see, when I pop it off, you can see the double ball peg there. It has great range of motion in the neck area, moving all around side to side. It can look down very well. Not up so much, but that's due to the hair sculpt, and that's expected with the character model's design, and is not a fault of the manufacturer. But you can really get some great posability out of this. The arms can move horizontally pretty decently. If overextended, they can pop off, but pop back in pretty easily. Once popped in, they're not going to fall out. Let me show you a demonstration. See? Stays in pretty well, so you don't have to worry about that. And you can move it forward very good. The shoulder joint is great, and the biceps are really a highlight of the figure. You can get a full 180-degree bend, and it looks great too. So I guess all the budget went into these arms, and they are pretty cool. You get standard wrist articulation, which works effectively. The torso is limited, so that's another flaw the figure has. It doesn't go back forward enough, and it only goes back a little bit. You can get a waist swivel, but that's about the only articulation you're going to get. And again, the hips do suck on this. The knees are a highlight on the figure. They're seamless, and you get a nice 180-degree bend. You get a little boot swivel. You get ankle movement up and down, and also ankle pivot and a toe hinge. However, the ankle pivot is pretty much useless considering the hips do not move very far. Now the faces and hair come off and are interchanged pretty easily. You take off the face and the hair, the front part of the hair, and then you just put the eyepiece either in the faceplate itself or insert it into the hairpiece. I like to insert it into the hairpiece. I find that easier to work with. But yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. Now out of the box, the eyepiece is inserted into this faceplate here, so just push the eyes out of the socket like that, and then you can insert the eyes into the hairpiece. I'm going to fast forward this for you for an easier explanation, but yeah, it's pretty straightforward. It's not too hard. Does have potential, and that's what's so unfortunate, how this first release is kind of a letdown in some ways. But don't get me wrong, this figure is not like total garbage or anything. It's just really the price point that's holding it back. The accessories that, while not minuscule, feel a little bit lacking. Overall, I'm happy to have this figure. The saving grace for me is the Super Saiyan hair. I just love how they added the white frosted tips, and the sculpt and the lines really define his hair. It really just gives the impression of him powering up, especially with the metallic sheen they've added to the hair sculpt. It just looks very well sculpted and looks great, and this figure can photograph nicely. Overall, I'd have to give it a 7 out of 10. Thanks for watching, guys. I got more photos in the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. And subscribe if you want more content, because I got more coming along.
夢中になれるものが